Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. I'm continuing my series on the energy of the royal residence, and I'm going to use the Golden Tarot. And today I'm going to talk about the energy around Windsor Castle. I just finished Buckingham Palace. We got a little bit of gossip out of there. So let's see what we can pull out of Windsor Castle. So the first question I ask is, what's the general energy around Windsor Castle? What's the general energy around Windsor Castle? And then we'll see if we can get some good gossip out of it, because that's what we're here for, right? Who cares about the energy? What's the general energy of around Windsor Castle? What's the general energy around? Now, Windsor Castle has been around since the 1100s, since William the Conqueror, and it is in Windsor. There's actual little town called Windsor. This is for people who don't live in the UK, and it was one of the favorites of Queen Elizabeth and Windsor Castle, and I believe they split their residence between Windsor, Sandringham, Balmoral, Buckingham Palace. I mean, if I didn't have to move, I'd have places all over the place too, but unfortunately, I would have to move myself each time. So let's see, what's the general energy around Windsor Castle? And we have to remember, on the grounds of Windsor Castle live the Prince and Princess of Wales in Adelaide House, and I believe that is Prince William in Royal Lodge. I don't believe it's on the grounds of Windsor Castle. It's near Windsor Castle though. And of course, the world famous Frogmore Cottage with the yoga room is also on the Windsor grounds. There's also St. George's Cathedral, where all the royals are buried, and where the big church, St. George's Church, is, and of course we have the big cemeteries there as well, where the Duke and Duchess of Windsor are buried. All right, what's the general energy of Windsor Castle? What's going on there? It had a big fire a couple of years ago and they've renovated it. So what's going on? What's the energy of Windsor Castle? As you know, all buildings have their own personality, have their own energy. That's why some houses in your neighborhood, nobody ever settles in. It seems to be selling all the time. It seems to look always more run down. Nobody looks after the yard. There's always one of those houses in each and every neighborhood. Why do some houses get haunted? Why do some houses you walk in and you just feel at home? Just feel automatically at home. Even if there's nobody there, it's just the feeling of the home that you get. It's because houses have energies. Ooh, Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Cups upright. Three of Swords in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Wheel of Fortune upright. Well, I think some foolish things have been done at the castle, that's for sure. I think it's over the heartbreak of burning down, or not burning down, the big fire that was there. And even as I look at this, it looks like that's the smoke, and then the Three of Swords in reverse. So it feels like the scar of the fire. I think here with the Fool in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse, there's just all this big controversy. Who's living there? Who isn't? There's a lot of confusion around Windsor Castle, illusion, delusion. I think that's what's going on there. I think some things are going to look up for Windsor Castle, actually, with the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is confidence coming back. Somebody takes your confidence, it's upright. When it's in reverse, this is your confidence, your self-esteem, and the Wheel of Fortune. I think it's going to start to feel like its fortunes are changing. Something is coming back. Oh, Three of Cups upright. I think we're going to see more people come and live in Windsor Castle. The Sun in reverse. I'm going to cover that just in case. The Sun in reverse on top of the Three of Swords in reverse. It might still be a very dark place, very dark. And let's see, the Hierophant on top of the Fool. I'm wondering if they want to, do they want to move some of the office to Windsor Castle instead of Buckingham Palace? Is that part? Because if you go to the Buckingham Palace, they're definitely looking at cutting things back. I wonder if they are thinking of moving the royal, because this is the royal family on top of the Fool here. I wonder if they're thinking of moving some of the offices and whatnot to Windsor Castle. There might be already some at Windsor Castle, but the royal family is definitely looking at making it feel a little bit brighter. And you know who I think this is? I think this is William and Kate and their three children. And look at their dog. And I think this is William and Kate, and moving in and making it, bringing the sunshine back to it. I think the royal family is looking at bringing that back. And look at this sun has those three feathers of the Prince of Wales. And I think it's in reverse because he's not there right now. I think they're thinking of bringing it back. Queen of Coins in reverse. You know, Buckingham Palace got Queen of Coins in reverse as well. I think this is Queen Elizabeth. I think her energy is still there. I mean, when you're 90 some years old and you've lived in basically the same place your whole life, right? The three castles, I mean, your energy is there. And I think her energy is still very, very, very much there. Seven of Wands upright. Yeah, I think there might be some things in here, people saying we need to change this, we need to change that. And some people are fighting it. King of Cups in reverse. Oh yeah. You know what? What's the underlying Five of Cups? Charles hated it there. Charles hated it there. Because he's still alive and this is in reverse. I think Charles is the one who wants to make all the changes at Windsor Castle. I don't think that might be his official residence. I'm doing air quotes, but I don't think he likes living there. I don't think he likes anything of it. And it might be because he might be remembering when his family lived there. Maybe there's just too much of his mom's energy there for him to even enjoy it, because it should be the ruling monarch should be part of their residence as well. Windsor, Buckingham, and then of course Balmoral and Sandringham are privately owned. I'm just talking about the publicly owned castles. I think they really are looking at how to revive it here with Five of Cups in reverse. Look to the future. Quit crying over spilt milk. But I think it's a money issue, right? When it's a public building, you just don't willy-nilly do whatever you want. It's still a money issue. I think the energy of Windsor Castle, I think, is really going to come along. Ooh. I think it's really been embattled for a long time. Um, you know, but I think it wants families. Oh, look at that, Page of Wands. Um, I think we're going to hear some news about some families moving in. I think it wants the energy of families living there. I think it's really missing the Queen, and I think it's feeling very dark with this Sun in reverse. And I don't think Charles likes it there because it does remind him of his mom. Um, and some people are like that. That's okay. I'm not judging at all. A lot of people can't go into their parents' house after they've passed away. No judgment. Right? We all grieve differently. I don't think Charles wants anything to do it. I think he might be ready to pass it on to Kate and William, and I think Windsor Castle would love it. I think Windsor Castle wants their fortunes to change, and they can't wait to have a family in there and kids running down the hallways again, and like it would have been when the Queen had a young family. And I think it's been a really long time since that's happened, and I just feel like the castle wants to come alive again. It wants a second chance, or it would probably be more than that. I mean, it's 1,000 years old, right? So it's had more than one generation going over and over. I think it's ready for fresh. It wants to become fresh again. It wants a renewal. It wants young energy. It wants really young energy. I don't think Charles is really taking it on the way he should be. Well, I mean, not should. I mean, you can live anywhere you want. Doesn't he live in Highgrove and Clarence House? And, um, he may stay there the odd time, just for convenience sake, but I don't think it's not feeling like it's his home. That he would say, oh, Windsor Castle is my home. I'm not getting that feeling at all. I just think it just really has some memories for him that he'd rather not live through, or feeling like heartbreak, or because we have the Three of Swords here and it's in reverse. So, it's been a year, so hopefully that starts to turn around. But yeah, they have to do a few little renovations on it, and it really, really wants a second chance. That's cool. I've only seen Windsor Castle once, and that was from a vehicle. We were on our way to Bath. That's right. Which was really, really cool. Went to go see Stonehenge and Bath and whatnot, and look at that. The lovers popped up again. That was really interesting. The tour bus picked us up at the hotel and took us on this big tour. Went past Windsor and out to Bath, and Stonehenge, and so saw Salisbury Hill, the White Horse, and really cool trip. Anyways, I digress. I digress. Okay, Windsor Castle. Let's get to the gossip. Let's get to the real reason you're here. So Windsor Castle is feeling a little lonely, a little dark, a little in the dumps. It wants to have kids running down its halls, wants to have families watching TV at night, and it wants to have, I know there's apartments there, but I think it wants to have like that royal family again. I think it wants to feel royal and regal again. Ooh, the devil. I asked for gossip. Okay, so if the walls could talk, what would now? We've got 1,000 years worth of gossip. Just give us the highlights, please. 1,000 years. Can you imagine? 1,000 years Windsor Castle has been there since William the Conqueror. What is the main gossip that you can tell us that happened at Windsor Castle? We got some good stuff in the Buckingham Palace. So let's see if Windsor Castle can give us the goods. Ooh, Knight of Swords. Somebody attacked somebody there. Well, that's possible. I mean, look at all those centuries where it was just off with your head. Ooh, King of Swords. Ooh, that would be. Ooh, look at the swords. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you know what? There'd be a lot of off with your head. Hanged Man in reverse. And 10 of coins upright. Well, yeah, it's a huge legacy, isn't it? It's pass on to pass on to pass on. This Page of Swords here is somebody does want to kind of spill the beans what went on at Windsor Castle there. Who's this King of Swords? Do you think this is Philip? He was a Gemini. Death. He didn't die at Windsor, did he? Did he, or did he die in the hospital? I don't know. The devil again, in reverse. Okay, so a king was put out of his misery. Let's put it that way. So that somebody else can start fresh, right? The hangman in reverse, with the fool on top, so they can start fresh. Somebody was put out of their misery, which, I mean, come on, we're talking 1,000 years. I'm not saying Prince Philip did that at all. I'm over the years, we asked for some gossip. So one of the kings put somebody out of their misery. Like, I don't know, did King Henry live there? but it looked like a natural death. It wasn't like off with her head. It was a natural death, but it wasn't. It was like a poisoning or something. Judgment. Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups keeps showing up. Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. And the World. Oh, look at this world with all the children. Who would have been the Queen of Swords who was nasty? Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. You know what? Who was the king? There was a king who did away with his queen so that he could have another queen. So we have a king who looked like his queen. His wife died a natural death, so he could have a second wife and still be king. He attacked his queen, right? So he attacked his queen so he could maintain the legacy and close that chapter and start a fresh one. Two of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. I think there has been a lot of deaths at Windsor that weren't of their own accord. A lot of endings. Ace of Swords here in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse. I think there is a lot of endings so that people could get their way. The Three of Wands, Temperance, King of Cups upright, the Star upright, and the Page of Cups in reverse. Eight of Swords upright. Again, we have a king who has his eyes on a star. You know what's interesting? We aren't getting like a lot of third party issues here, like mistresses and illegitimate children, except until this Page of Cups comes. And this could be an illegitimate child. The one king had an affair with a young girl and had an illegitimate child. Especially with the Temperance there, that can be mixing sperm and egg. And the Page of Cups would be the illegitimate child. There's prisoners there. Well, of course there would have been. Ace of Cups upright, Five of Cups upright, Ten of Swords upright, Five of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. There's been a lot of fighting and death in that castle. A lot of, is there a jail? Of course there's a dungeon. Of course there's a dungeon. I think there's been a lot of poisonings. I mean, it's 1,000 years old. You have to remember 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, 1400s, like the Dark Ages, the 1500s, right? The wars that went on. Even Queen Elizabeth I had numerous spies watching for other spies, and it really seriously was a Game of Thrones. And I think Windsor Castle has had its fair share of attacks and deaths and poisonings, and more so than illegitimate children. We had one that showed up here with an illegitimate child. One king had I think they all did, tell you the truth, especially here with the Ace of Wands. Lots of sex, lots of killing, That's a lot of energy for one building to hold, you know? I wonder if that's why the sun was in reverse and they want young children there and to bring the light and the sun and get some good juju going in the palace. Um yeah, that Windsor Castle has had its fair share of murder mysteries, let's put it that way. Um And of course, look at all this. It would have been swords, poison. They didn't have guns back then. They had swords and poison. Swords and poison. Well, look at the castle in the background. Eight of Cups in reverse, Six of Swords upright, Eight of Wands in reverse, the Moon. I think again, I think we're going to see some cutbacks go on. I think we're going to see some budget cutbacks. Um, I think we will see some people moving back or moving into it. Um, Windsor Castle is with the moon here. It's kind of an illusion that it's this grand castle that is so regal and royal. Look at, there's even the pillars here with the statues on the top. I think Windsor Castle is probably haunted when with the moon coming up here, because you're seeing reflections, um, and it's dark and shadows, and I think Windsor Castle's haunted. I think that's why it's showing us all the killing, and especially with the death card here. Look at all the ghosts around that, and the devil. I think Windsor Castle's haunted. Maybe that's why families don't want to move in. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's haunted with the moon here. I don't think I'm going to go much further. I don't want to stir the pot here. So yeah, so that's Windsor Castle. And to be expected. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked at all. It's 1,000 years old. It went through many centuries where it wasn't called murder. It was called survival, or getting rid of your enemies, or, you know, today we have media, social media, that can destroy a person. Back then they just chopped your head off and called it good. All right. Well, thank you very much for spending this time with me. Let me know if you enjoyed this, and maybe I'll do some more of the bigger castles and palaces and whatnot around England and around the world. I don't have to stay in England. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.